It's kind of like rolling.
StarCraft. Is it SVCN on Steam?
SC2VN.
SC2. There we go. Okay, so I will play this. Maybe I'll even stream it afterwards, and anyone that's interested can watch. Oh, I see Total Biscuit's recommendation there. Not surprising. Total Biscuit, a guy that really loves StarCraft 2. That $20,000 tournament he announced, probably going to be super awesome.
I mean, the first one was probably, I'm not just going to say one of the best online tournaments ever, probably one of the best tournaments ever. Certainly in terms of quality of games. Oh my God, the Sandisk Shoutcraft Invitational one still holds up as some incredible games, pretty much every single series. Go and check it out after this if you're not watching some random scrub try to stream the StarCraft 2 visual novel.
So, do you remember that weekend that was on?
I was at work most of it.
So
I was still watching
Home Story Cup were on the same weekend, and I was still in college at the time.
Yeah, no, because it was at night for EU, and I was watching I was pretty much watching StarCraft 24/7. If I was at work, I was watching like the rebroadcast of that until Home Story Cup started, and then I was watching Home Story Cup, and then I stayed up to watch the first bit of the SanDisk Invitational, and then I'd go to bed and catch like a couple games that I'd already watched, and then the rest of it in the morning at work, because I was on a bunch of really early shifts, so I was starting at 6 a.m. and nobody came in the pub, and I was just kind of sitting in the glass washing area watching StarCraft. It's brilliant. Either way, speaking of watching StarCraft, we've got some more games for you. Of course, down here in the bottom left on Iron Fortress, this is game number 3. Can he turn it around? It's the red Zerg player from Carnage Esports, Namshar.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the most patient man alive playing for Team Cascade. It is the purple Protoss. His probes are not moving right now. Strange. Shout out to Strange for being a sport about this, because I think it's easy to get annoyed, you know? Like, you're like, oh, wrestled.
Some players certainly they very much like things to go on time, and definitely get a little annoyed if they don't, but which is understandable. I mean,
of course,
especially if you're
appreciate someone being a good sport.
Yeah, definitely, and it's pretty cool. He actually was pointing out that the waiting for Namshar has so far taken up more time than the games, which I feel he bears some responsibility for as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, the games don't take long when I cannon rush? I had no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm new to StarCraft 2. I just happen to be really good at it. I thought this was just the way you play the game.
Do you not? Wait, there are units? I can make units that move? Oh, man! I'm still going to stick with cannon.
City.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to check out Iron Fortress and see. I don't think there's any, like, 3 pylon cannon block-off locations. I think there's a couple 4 pylon ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you can be surprised, though. Like these guys that, like, really get into cannon rushing, I think they take, like, a pixel ruler to their screen, and they're like, oh... Here's a hex that a normal person can't detect.
No, I actually do think people like SOS and the top cannon rushers and the Wiedemans and Gauzy and those sort of people just load up as soon as the new map pulls an out. Just load up a map editor and go against an AI and just cannon rush their own natural and every natural on the map until they figure out like the optimal cannon rushing locations. But either way, Strange has gone for a gateway first. Again, probably a better option on this map. Much more difficult to wall off with a huge wide ramp. So if your cannon aggression fails or you face any kind of counter aggression, you're in big trouble. And of course, as we've been going through, it's a little bit more difficult to put it on the other side.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to see anything super macro-y out of Strange. He hasn't shown us a lot of range. He's preferred all-ins, but we are going to see a second Nexus, which is going to be a second Nexus before 4 minutes. This is a first for our Protoss player.
Yeah, I mean, you said he hasn't shown us a lot of range, but you can't spell Strange without range, and I guess he's going to be bringing that to the table. If there's any time to do it, it's the finals. Again, what we were talking about earlier, like, if you want to save your best, maybe Strange is like the macro Protoss on ladder. He only ever goes Nexus first, and he's just been like, right, you know what, I want to get to the finals as quickly as possible, and nobody told him it didn't work that way.
Yeah, he thought it was like a dream hack where you just keep playing and playing and playing, and yeah, he unable to learn. But it looks like Namshar, not wanting to get caught off guard again, is going to send in 4 lings that are going to be. Oh no, this Zealot is not out yet. I was going to say they're going to be disappointed. He could get some damage done here.
He really could. Strange has had to pull a lot to deal with this, because if that pylon goes down, so too do his chances of holding this really much. But solid micro so far, as to be expected from such an aggressive player. And the Zealot is nearly done. Mothership Core on the way now. And that'll really spell the end. But so far, just the lost mining time has been absolutely 100% worth it for Namshar.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, these lings they're not free, but they're about as close to free as units can get.
Yeah.
It's just four soul lings, no investment in speed.
Yeah. You'd get these lings like pretty much any build. It'd be extraordinarily greedy not to get at least 2 lings. 4 will be the normal number in any kind of Zerg opener, really. Just to scout around for pylons, deny probe scouts, and yeah, push into your opponent's natural main and see if you can get some damage if you're lucky. And Namshar certainly has been lucky this game. It's a good start there.
Yeah, so with the quick nexus of our purple Protoss player, what do you think he's going to move into?
Well, there's a couple of possibilities. He's only got 2 gases so far. It'll really depend on when he takes these gases at the natural, but the longer he delays them, the more likely it is to be an all-in. And even if he does take them, it could still just be like Immortal Sentry or something. But this Forge backup here is a bit interesting. Obviously, there's some really crucial upgrade timings Protoss can hit against Zerg. +1 being the one everyone knows most about. Zealots one-shot lings with +1, whereas they wouldn't otherwise. +2 can be really strong. So the +2 Blink Stalker timing, one of the reasons for that is +2 Blink Stalkers kill Zerglings in 1 fewer shot as well. As do Colossi, I think, but less relevant usually. But yeah, Namshar, no upgrades yet. Evolution Chamber on the way, but with only 1, he's most likely going to be going for attack as well. And I don't know, we're going to see what Strange is trying to kind of bring to the table here. He's got a robo facility coming down, as well as 2 gases. So less chance of it being an all-in, or if it is, it's going to be one that'll hit a little later. But still could be Immortal Sentry.
Yeah, I mean, Immortal Sentry, we did see Strange has really great decision-making and pretty good micro. I think the choice to kind of throw four sentries into that Warp Prism in the first game, go right into the main at a time where like most players would just be thinking about staying alive, showcase that he's a guy who's comfortable in really funky situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you're a player who plays those sort of aggressive styles, they do tend to lead to the weirder, more funky situations, and being comfortable with them is what makes kind of really marks the difference between a decent cheesy ladder player and a really, really great how did he do that cheesy player. Make those kind of weird turnarounds and hit timings that have never been seen before in StarCraft 2, because nobody's ever had a situation where you've base traded to each opponent's natural and those kind of really unusual sort of things.
Yeah, I think it's funny when guys can like take something that like on paper you're like, oh, this is bad, and then when you see it in execution you're like, that should be bad, and they just do it and it works.
Yeah.
And I think Hearthstone's Twitter profile says, if it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly more than a grain of truth to that. But either way, for now, Strange has turned down a few more warp gates, taking up to 6 now. +2 on the way, Blink on the way. There's 1 Immortal out and a Warp Prism on the way too. So 7th and 8th gateway go down, and this is going to be full on all-in 2-base Blink Stalker, looks like, with the addition of a couple of a bit of Immortal, yeah.
And Sentry. This is a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not sure what he's doing it though. He's got a lot of links spread out to watch the attack paths and such, and then I think he's just going to try and keep Strange at home a bit with counter attacks. Maybe see if he can find a 3rd base to snipe, but I don't think Strange intends on taking a 3rd base.
Yeah, Namshar also spine crawling up his 3rd base to try to protect the Spire. Yeah, that's going to be the critical piece of tech. Like, can it go up? Can it go up unscouted? That kind of thing. Strange's army derping out against his zealot in the wall. He needs to move that. But we do get to see the Immortals do their signature dance. It looks like someone who is very awkward, maybe didn't take dance lessons, and is getting their groove on for the first time at a wedding.
Speaking of getting their groove on, these zealots in the main base are definitely grooving onto these drones. 5 gone down already. The Queen got taken out in the first kind of rally there. They are going to go down to a couple roaches, but this makes a little bit of space for Strange to move out and actually take his third base. Whoa, what?
How strange.
How unusual. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the last thing I think anyone expected. Namshar, though, isn't exactly sure what to do with these roaches, just sending a few lings in. Sees the army up at the third base. I don't think he saw the actual base itself. No, he just see a pylon there, which pretty much confirms it. But there's going to be some very, very heavy aggression with this third base behind it. Namshar's going to try and keep it home with a big counterattack. Lots and lots of roaches going towards this natural. And Strange is completely out of position for this. If Namshar can hold, then it'll be pretty much game over. But actually, he recalls back. These roaches get a great position for the fight here. But they are ultimately going to fall, especially with the help of that blink. They might... Oh, no, the Immortal survives as well, so... Pretty good result for Strange there.
Yeah. Wow, that didn't go like it was supposed to for our Zerg player. And now Strange basically having his third base secured. Lots of production capabilities on the way. That +3 is on the way, which is going to make these Stalkers so potent against any kind of roaches and hydras, especially with the excellent blink micro that we have seen come out of our Purple Protoss player. Yeah,
sure, and Namshar's got a bunch of Hydras, but he's still going to need a bit of tanking for them against the Blink Stalkers. And this Warp Prism, so annoying continually in the main, in the natural. Oh, it's a little on health, but it looks like it's going to escape there and live to regen shields and warp in another day. But one Zilla gets left alive here in the natural, just trying to wreak havoc. And Strange with a third base, +3 on the way. This kind of Blink Stalker Sentry composition has been used to great effect by a lot of kind of the top processes recently, most notably Lilbo. But it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with these Mutalisks. Blink Stalkers are a decent holdover, but they're not going to be the kind of like be-all end-all to actually push off the Mutalisk for good.
Ooh, really nice engagement here going down for Strange, trading out probably just 2 stock. Whoa, why is he walking away? This is a mistake, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he saw those. Yeah, I don't think he saw the army of Namshar moving in towards the third base, but it ended up being a great decision for him to walk
But here
away.
comes the Mutalisks coming right into the mineral line of Strange. Photon Overcharge goes down right away, bouncing into the natural, seeing if they can get anything done. But this Photon cannon is going to shoo him away as Strange engages.
Yeah, the Mutalisks are dashing back home, trying to put everything into the defense there, but Namshar turns around, decides he's going to just try and do as much damage to Strange as he can, while he can, because a little bit of lag coming out there. And,
Okay, it looks like both players having some spikes, which is always like, that feels better, you know, than like when it's just one guy and you're like, oh, like I feel like we have to wait for you. When both players, you know, there's like a fairness
I mean, at least
element.
they're both equally disadvantaged by it, but
Yeah.
one of our reserves is going to leave. Hopefully, like, that'll sort it out. We'll see, though, but this is a tense moment for Namshar to be paused at. Strange is walking up the ramp into his third base. And, yeah, it feels a little bad. And, yeah, we'll see whether he can hold it off. Drones coming off the line. The force fields are going to cut off a lot of these Hydras coming in from the back if he can get them down. Blink Stalkers going straight on top of these Hydras, taking them pretty much all down. And Strange is just powering on forwards.
Man, this guy looking so powerful. Wow.
Yeah, showing he can completely go toe-to-toe in a macro game, even if, you know, he threatens a little bit of aggression during it. And he's on match point. Namshar needs to take the reverse all kill here, really.
Yeah, man, and that's gonna be like pretty brutal for Namshar to try to get done. I wanted to say coming into this series he was the more experienced player. He was the guy that maybe we all expected to take this series, probably without a huge amount of trouble. But Strange just showing he's got a big, deep bag of dirty tricks.
He certainly has. And I believe we've got Moonlight Madness as our last map, so...
Ooh. Well, don't say it's our last map. Sorry, possibly last map.
Oh, hang on, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that's true. I was just thinking